Hey guys, tonight we begin with a story about something you might know too well, the quiet hum of anxiety that never stops knocking, even when you're ready to rest. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Let me know in the comments where you're listening from and what time it is where you are. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You wake up, and it's already too loud. Inside your own mind, the thoughts are soft but steady, like a distant train passing just beyond the window, never quite arriving, but never quite gone either. It's anxiety, that old, tired companion who has followed you through many nights. Tonight, though, anxiety isn't rushing or shouting. It's sitting quietly at the foot of your bed, like a dog who's forgotten why it came inside in the first place. You notice the way it shifts its weight, a little unsure, not quite certain what it wants. But there it is, familiar and oddly gentle. Psychologists still debate whether anxiety protects us or just wants to be noticed. Maybe it's a little of both. Maybe anxiety isn't an enemy, but a weary messenger, carrying stories of things you've long since stopped telling yourself. It wants a hug, you think, not to scare or chase you, but simply to be seen. And tonight, you are willing to see it. You take a deep breath, slow and soft, like the last puff of a candle's flame. The room feels large, but safe. And in this gentle space, anxiety's presence becomes less of a storm and more of a quiet murmur, like a radio playing softly in the next room. It hums, not with urgency, but with a kind of tiredness that almost invites sleep. Anxiety has always been a bit like a night owl who forgot how to sleep. It waits in the shadows, alert and jittery, always ready to spring into action. But here in this stillness, you can almost feel it relax, its shoulders dropping a little, its restless pacing slowing. There's a small comfort in knowing that even anxiety needs rest. Even anxiety gets tired of trying to keep you safe all the time. You imagine anxiety as a small creature, not fierce or wild, but more like a kitten with too much energy and nowhere to run. Sometimes it pounces on your thoughts. Other times it curls up in a ball, unsure whether it belongs or should be chased away. You don't need to fix it or push it away. You just need to offer a gentle kindness, the kind that says, it's okay to be here. There's something quietly humorous in this. Anxiety sitting beside you, unsure and a little clumsy, like a guest who forgot their reason for visiting. You smile softly, not because you're laughing at it, but because you recognize the shared exhaustion between you. Both of you, carrying weight in different ways, both longing for a moment of peace. The night outside feels vast and steady, like a slow-moving river reflecting the moonlight. Your breathing matches the rhythm of the river, slow and sure, steady and calm. Anxiety's hum blends into the background, a soft pulse rather than a pounding drum. It's not about silencing the noise, but about making space for it to exist without overwhelming you. Sometimes you think anxiety is like a shadow that stretches long and thin in the early morning, a presence that follows, but that doesn't define the light. It's part of your landscape, but not the whole view. And tonight, in the quiet darkness, you accept the shadow's shape, knowing it will fade. Come dawn, you imagine wrapping a soft blanket around anxiety, a kind of gentle shield made of patience and understanding. This isn't about taming or conquering, but about letting it rest beside you not as an intruder, but as a tired traveler who needs a pause. There's a simple truth here, one that psychologists remind us. Anxiety is a signal, a feeling that something matters deeply, even if the reasons are tangled and unclear. It's an invitation to slow down, to listen, to show up for yourself with kindness. You don't have to chase it away. Sometimes you just have to sit with it quietly, like you would with a friend who's sad but not broken. The gentle night air carries a softness that feels like forgiveness for the moments when you were too hard on yourself, for the times you wished the noise would stop, but it didn't. Forgiveness is like a soft feather drifting down, settling lightly on your shoulders, reminding you that you are enough, even when your mind feels full. You notice how your hands rest on the covers, loose and warm. The small rise and fall of your chest is steady, like waves on a calm sea. Anxiety is there, yes, but it no longer feels urgent. It's more like a quiet breath, a gentle presence you can hold without fear. The sky outside deepens into a darker blue, and the stars blink slowly, as if nodding off to sleep themselves. You let your thoughts slow down to match the stars' gentle rhythm, each star a small promise of peace, a quiet reminder that you are not alone in this wide, quiet night. You realize something soft and important, that anxiety, as knocking, doesn't mean you have to open the door fully. Sometimes it's enough just to hear the knock, to acknowledge it, and then to turn back to the warm light inside you, the part that is calm and steady. Tonight, you give yourself permission to rest alongside anxiety, without rushing it away or trying to understand every reason it comes knocking. Sometimes, just sitting quietly, sharing the same space, is the kindest thing you can do. And as your eyes grow heavier, you feel a gentle warmth spread through you, like the first slow rays of dawn touching the horizon. Anxiety, too, seems to soften, its restless energy melting into the calm. You drift closer to sleep, wrapped in a quiet peace that isn't about fixing or fighting, but about simply being together, safe and seen. And in this tender space, even anxiety, that old tired friend, finally lets itself rest. Good night. The night moves slowly now, like honey dripping off a spoon, thick and sweet, lingering in the quiet spaces between your breaths. You lie still, feeling the soft pull of sleep drawing you in, but anxiety remains beside you, not pressing, just quietly present, like a shadow stretched out on the edge of the bed. It's not trying to steal your rest. It's more like a cautious guest who's forgotten why it came but doesn't want to leave just yet. Anxiety's presence is curious tonight. It's less of a thunderstorm and more of a low, persistent drizzle, soft enough to feel, but never enough to flood the room. You can almost hear it humming a little tune, a song of worry and hope tangled together. And in that gentle sound, there's something almost endearing. You imagine anxiety with a small, tired smile, like a child who just needs a hug, but doesn't quite know how to ask for one. Psychologists say anxiety is a kind of internal alarm system, but sometimes the alarm keeps ringing, long after the danger has passed. It is a little like a smoke detector that S run out of batteries, but still chirps anyway, reminding you that it's there, trying its best, even when it's mistaken. You don't have to silence it tonight. You just need to listen with soft curiosity, like you might listen to a distant bird song in the early morning, gentle and persistent, but not urgent. You notice how your body feels heavier now, sinking deeper into the mattress, as if the bed is holding you tenderly, not letting go. The tension you didn't even realize you were carrying starts to melt away. The tight grip in your chest, the buzzing thoughts spiraling just beneath the surface. Anxiety doesn't vanish, but it softens, as if it too is settling into the quiet, letting the night's calm wash over it. You think about how anxiety has been your companion for so long, always on the sidelines of your days and nights. Sometimes it acts like a persistent whisper that one stop reminding you of what might go wrong, and other times it's a clumsy dance partner who steps on your toes but means no harm. It's never cruel, just a little lost and tired, trying to make sense of things you're still figuring out yourself. You picture anxiety sitting cross-legged on the floor, frowning in concentration, trying to solve a puzzle it doesn't quite understand. It's earnest, but a bit confused, like a squirrel who forgot where it buried its acorns. And in that image, the edge of your mouth lifts in a quiet smile. You're not alone in this, and somehow that thought feels like a soft blanket wrapping around your heart. The room is dark, but not empty. The shadows hold stories and secrets, like pages waiting to be read in a book that only you have the key to. Anxiety is one of those stories, a chapter that's been folded and creased, worn at the edges, but still part of the whole. You don't need to tear out the page. You can simply turn it gently, knowing it belongs to your story too. As you breathe, you notice how each inhale is a little invitation to kindness, and each exhale a soft release of worry. Your breath is slow and steady, like waves lapping against a quiet shore. Anxiety is there, but it's no longer the tide pulling you under. Instead, it's a gentle current moving alongside you, not pushing or pulling, just flowing with you toward rest. Psychologists often say that the mind can't hold two contradictory thoughts at once. So while anxiety hums its familiar tune, you choose to hum a softer one, a lullaby of acceptance, a melody of "it's okay." This tune isn't loud or demanding. It's a quiet reassurance, a small lighthouse blinking steadily in the fog. You let your eyelids flutter closed a little, feeling the heaviness of sleep seep into your muscles like warm honey. Anxiety is still there, but it feels less like a shadow and more like a soft shape pressed close to your side, not threatening, just waiting for the night to unfold its peaceful arms around you both. There's a gentle irony in that, isn't there? Anxiety, the restless guardian, who only wanted to protect you, now settling down beside you, needing protection itself. It's a reminder that even the hardest parts of us are tender underneath, and sometimes the greatest act of courage is simply to let those parts rest. The world outside your window is quiet. The stars blink slowly, like distant candles flickering in the vastness of space. You imagine them as small points of calm, scattered lights reminding you that even in the darkest nights, there is always light, steady, patient, and waiting. And as you drift further toward sleep, you feel a quiet peace growing inside, like a tiny seed taking root in soft soil. It doesn't chase away anxiety or silence it. Instead, it invites anxiety to lie down beside you, to rest from its endless watching, to finally be still. You are not alone in this. You never were. And in the soft darkness, the quiet hum of anxiety becomes a lullaby, a tired friend, its whisper reminding you that rest is not just for the body, but for the heart and mind too. Good night. The quiet settles deeper now, like a soft blanket unfolding slowly over the world. You feel the steady rhythm of your breathing, a gentle tide pulling you closer to the edge of sleep. Anxiety, that familiar visitor, no longer paces or whispers. It simply sits beside you like an old friend who's too tired to talk but just wants to be near. You realize that's all it's ever wanted: to be seen, to be acknowledged, to feel a little less alone in the dark. It is curious how anxiety often feels like a cluttered attic in your mind, boxes piled high with worries, fears, and what ifs, all jumbled together. Tonight, though, you imagine opening the attic window, letting a breeze sweep through and stir the dust. The old worries don't disappear, but they shift quietly, settling into the corners where they won't weigh so heavily. Anxiety, your gentle attic keeper, sighs with relief, finally allowed to lean back and breathe. Psychologists remind us that anxiety is, in some ways, the mind's way of staying alert to what matters most. It's a guardian, yes, but one that sometimes loses its way in the dark. And so, tonight, you don't ask it to fix or solve anything. Instead, you offer a small kindness, the freedom to rest. You imagine telling anxiety, "You don't have to be on guard right now. The night is safe. We are safe." There's a softness in that thought, like the slow unfurling of dawn's first light. It doesn't rush or demand. It just is, steady, calm, and real. Anxiety, tired as it is, seems to lean into that gentleness, settling its restless spirit beside yours. The tension in your chest loosens, the tight knot of worry softening as you allow this quiet companionship. You notice how your hands feel warm against the cool sheets. The contrast a small comfort in the quiet room. The night air moves softly, carrying with it the faintest scent of something familiar, perhaps the memory of a safe place, a moment long past, but not forgotten. Anxiety breathes quietly with you now, no longer a storm, but a gentle breeze that brushes softly at the edges of your mind. It is strange to think of anxiety as something almost childlike, not in a way that diminishes it, but as a reminder that even the most persistent worries can be tender, fragile, and in need of kindness. You imagine anxiety with a small, uncertain smile, sitting cross-legged like a child waiting for a story. And in that image, you find a quiet humor, a soft lightness that eases the heaviness inside. Psychologists say that self-compassion is like a balm for the anxious mind. It's not about fixing what feels broken, but about holding those parts of yourself with gentle hands, recognizing the effort it takes just to keep going. Tonight, you practice that kindness, whispering to yourself that it's okay to be tired, it's okay to not have all the answers, and it's okay to let go, just for a little while. The stars outside twinkle like scattered promises, steady and bright against the deep velvet sky. You imagine each one as a tiny beacon of peace, reminders that even when your thoughts feel overwhelming, there is calm beyond the horizon. You feel yourself drifting closer to that calm, your mind slowing, your heart softening. Anxiety shifts beside you, no longer urgent, but still present, a quiet companion in the stillness. You don't push it away. You simply breathe with it, sharing the space and the silence. This shared rest is a gift, a pause in the endless hum of the day's worries. There's a deep truth here. Sometimes peace isn't about solving or escaping anxiety, but about welcoming it into your quietest moments, allowing it to rest alongside you. In that acceptance, you find a strange kind of freedom, a release from the constant struggle, a permission to just be. Your eyelids grow heavy, the pull of sleep irresistible now. The room feels warm, safe, and still. Anxiety, that persistent presence, finally lets go of its watchfulness and settles into the shadows, its edges softening in the gentle dark. You drift toward sleep, wrapped in a quiet peace, a tender understanding that both you and anxiety deserve rest. No need to chase away the noise or fix the worry, just the simple kindness of being together in this calm night. Good night. The quiet deepens now, like soft velvet folding over the edges of the day, and your thoughts begin to slow, one by one, as if each one is a leaf gently drifting down a slow-moving stream. Anxiety sits quietly beside you, no longer knocking or nudging, just softly breathing in time with you. It's no longer the restless presence that kept you awake. Tonight, it's like a weary traveler who's finally found a bench to sit on, sighing softly, relieved to pause. You feel a gentle warmth spreading through your chest, a subtle but real comfort that rises from simply accepting the quiet company. It's as if, by inviting anxiety to rest here with you, without judgment or hurry, you've offered a kindness that was long overdue. And in that kindness, the tension starts to unwind, little by little, like the slow unwinding of a spool of thread. Psychologists often talk about the paradox of anxiety, how it both protects and imprisons us. Like a lantern carried through a fog, it casts light on dangers, but sometimes blinds you to the beauty all around. Tonight, you let the lantern rest. You place it carefully on the floor and watch as its light dims, leaving you in a soft darkness that doesn't demand anything from you. You notice the rhythm of your breathing, slow and easy, like the gentle rocking of a cradle. Each breath is a quiet lullaby, singing you toward stillness. Anxiety no longer feels like a crashing wave, but like a small ripple at the edge of a calm lake. It's there, yes, but it no longer pulls you under. There's a gentle humor in how anxiety has settled tonight, like a cat that has found a sunny spot, but still twitches its tail in restless curiosity. You smile softly at the image, feeling a little lighter just imagining it. It reminds you that anxiety isn't a villain, but a quirky, imperfect part of you that's trying its best, even if it sometimes forgets how to rest. In the quiet, you remember something a psychologist once said: anxiety is not the enemy, but a signal, a way your mind tries to keep you safe. Sometimes it shouts, sometimes it whispers, but always it wants you to pay attention. Tonight, you listen, not to fix or fight, but simply to understand and let be. The room feels larger now, filled with the soft shadows of night. You feel the weight of your body sinking deeper into the bed, heavy and supported, as if the mattress itself is cradling you gently. Anxiety breathes quietly beside you, no longer a burden, but a companion in this moment of calm. Outside, the night sky stretches wide and deep, a vast canvas dotted with the faintest stars. You imagine each star as a small promise, a quiet reminder that you are not alone, that peace can be found even in the dark. You let your mind rest on that thought, like a soft stone laid down on a smooth riverbed. You feel a softness growing inside you, a tender space where anxiety can sit without fear, without struggle. It's a place of quiet acceptance, where you and anxiety can coexist without tension or urgency. This place isn't about fixing or changing. It's simply about being, and being together in the gentle quiet of night. Your eyelids grow heavier, the edges of your vision blurring softly as sleep draws nearer. Anxiety, too, seems to fold inward, curling up like a tired animal, ready to settle in for the night. There is no fight, no chase, only a shared surrender to rest. You breathe in peace and breathe out the last traces of worries, feeling yourself drift gently toward sleep. The quiet hum of anxiety becomes a soft, steady rhythm, a lullaby that carries you safely into the world of dreams, where rest is the only task and kindness the only companion. Good night. The silence now feels like a soft, familiar blanket, one that wraps around you tenderly, folding in all the edges where the day's noise tried to creep in. Your breath is steady, gentle, a quiet rhythm that soothes like a distant lullaby sung just for you. Anxiety sits nearby, no longer a restless shadow, but a small, warm shape curled up quietly, as if it, too, is ready to drift off. You realize anxiety is a little like a firefly caught in a jar, its light flickering uncertainly, searching for a way out, but unsure if it's safe yet. Tonight, you gently open the jar's lid, just a crack, enough to let some air in and let the light soften. The firefly doesn't rush out. It lingers, calm and curious, and you watch it with quiet patience. Psychologists remind us that anxiety can sometimes be the body's way of asking for care, a gentle signal that you are carrying more than you can see. It's not a flaw or a failure. It's a reminder that you deserve kindness, especially from yourself. So you breathe that kindness in now, letting it settle into your bones, like warm honey dripping slowly, thick and sweet. The room feels still and safe, as if the walls themselves are breathing with you, easing into the calm. You sense how your muscles relax, one by one. The tight grip in your jaw softens, your shoulders drop a little, and your hands rest easily on the covers. Anxiety seems to mimic this, its presence less tense, more gentle, as if it's learning what rest really feels like. You imagine anxiety as a small child holding a worn stuffed animal, not because it's frightened, but because it's comforted by something soft and steady. You reach out quietly and offer a hand, not to pull or push, but simply to hold. The child, shy and uncertain, takes it slowly, leaning into the warmth you offer. There is a quiet humor in this image. Anxiety as a tired little one who forgot how to play but remembers how to hope. You smile softly to yourself, feeling a lightness growing in your chest. Even in the darkest nights, there is room for tenderness and laughter. Outside, the night deepens, the sky a vast ocean of soft shadows and twinkling stars. You imagine those stars as tiny lanterns, each one glowing with a gentle promise that rest is possible, that peace is near, that you are held even when the world feels heavy. Your thoughts slow further now, like leaves floating gently down a quiet stream. Anxiety hums quietly, no longer a roar but a soft background melody. You listen to it without fear, without judgment, allowing it to be just another sound in the symphony of night. Psychologists often speak of mindfulness as a way to greet anxiety with curiosity rather than resistance. You practice this now, noticing anxiety's presence like a soft breeze brushing against your skin, something to acknowledge but not to fight. This moment is yours, a pause in the endless hum, a quiet island of calm. The weight of your body sinks deeper into the mattress, the bed holding you like a gentle tide. You feel yourself floating closer to sleep, carried by the steady breath of the night. Anxiety no longer an intruder, rests beside you, quiet and still, finally allowed to simply be. You welcome the peace growing inside you, a small fire burning low and steady in the heart's quiet room. It doesn't chase away the shadows, it simply softens them, bathing everything in a calm, forgiving light. Your eyelids flutter closed, heavy and slow. The last thing you feel before sleep takes you is the gentle warmth of kindness, a simple, perfect hug from the inside out. Anxiety, that once tireless visitor, finally lies down, resting in the safety you've created together. Good night. The night deepens softly, folding you into its gentle arms, like a quiet lullaby sung on a breeze. Your breathing slows further, each inhale a soft invitation, each exhale a tender letting go. Anxiety sits beside you, no longer pacing or whispering, but settled, like a small, uncertain flame, flickering low in a dark room, not needing to blaze, but simply to be. You notice how your thoughts begin to stretch out, like lazy cats sprawling on a windowsill bathed in moonlight. Anxiety's presence feels less like a weight and more like a companion, quietly sharing the stillness, neither demanding attention nor retreating. It's a peaceful pause, a fragile truce between you and the ever-turning mind. Psychologists say anxiety often wears the mask of the vigilance, a protector that tries to warn you of unseen dangers. But sometimes the mask becomes a little too tight, and the protector grows weary. Tonight, you offer it a gentle smile, recognizing its tireless effort and silently saying, "You're allowed to rest now." The room feels safe, wrapped in shadows that hold no threats, only quiet stories. Your body feels heavier, sinking deeper into the bed's embrace. The tension you didn't know you were holding begins to unravel, a slow untying of knots, one gentle strand at a time. Anxiety exhales softly with you, as if relieved to let go for a moment. You picture anxiety as a small bird with tired wings, perched quietly nearby, its feathers ruffled from endless flight. It's not trying to flee or fight, just resting, watching the night unfold in slow, steady rhythms. You smile softly at the image, feeling a quiet tenderness for this fragile creature. There's a kind of calm humor here, anxiety as a well-meaning but bumbling guardian who sometimes forgets it's okay to take a break. It's like a friend who shows up uninvited but means well, sitting quietly until invited to stay or to leave. Tonight, you invite it simply to be. Outside, the stars blink in slow, soft patterns, like distant heartbeats in the vast darkness. You imagine each star as a gentle promise that peace exists beyond the noise, that rest is not just possible, but waiting patiently. You reach toward that calm, letting it fill the spaces anxiety once occupied. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice, a quiet turning toward ourselves with kindness and patience. You practice this now, offering yourself the same gentle care you would a close friend. You don't have to fix or change. You just have to hold space, breathing in softness and breathing out tension. Your eyes feel heavy, the veil between waking and sleep thinning like morning mist. Anxiety's presence fades into a soft hum, like the distant murmur of waves on a shore. It no longer pulls at your thoughts or pulses in your chest. It simply rests beside you, a quiet witness to the slow unfolding of peace. The bed cradles you. The night wraps you in its slow, steady rhythm. You drift toward sleep, wrapped in kindness, held by a quiet understanding that you and anxiety can rest here, together, without fear or rush. Good night. The room breathes with you now, a slow, easy rhythm, like the gentle rise and fall of ocean tides under a moonlit sky. Your eyelids are heavy, fluttering softly, as if caught in the hush between two heartbeats. Anxiety sits quietly nearby, no longer a restless force, but a soft, steady presence, like a faint glow just at the edge of your vision, neither demanding nor fading, simply there. You imagine anxiety as a small, worn traveler dragging tired feet through the long corridors of your mind. It's been wandering for so long, sometimes confused, sometimes watchful, always hoping for a moment of rest. Tonight, you offer it that rest, a pause, a quiet breath, a gentle place to settle without expectation or fear. Psychologists often describe anxiety as an echo of past alarms, a signal that sometimes rings long after the danger has passed. But tonight, in the stillness, that echo softens, turning into a distant murmur you can almost ignore. You don't have to answer the call tonight. You simply listen and let it drift away like a feather caught on a slow wind. You feel the weight of your body sinking deeper into the mattress, heavy and supported, as if the bed itself knows your needs and offers its quiet embrace. The tension that lived in your shoulders, your jaw, your chest, unwinds gently, like threads loosening in a soft fabric. Anxiety breathes beside you now, its rhythm slowing to match your own. There's a kind of quiet humor in this. Anxiety as a small creature who has been so busy running that it forgot how to stop and rest. You picture it curling up beside you, eyes half closed, sighing softly with relief. It's not perfect or polished, just a little lost and tired. And somehow that makes it easier to hold. The stars outside twinkle slowly, their light steady and calm, like tiny beacons guiding you toward peace. You imagine each star as a whisper of kindness, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is gentle light, steady, patient, waiting for you to notice. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is not about magic fixes, but about simple presence. You practice that now, turning inward with softness, offering yourself a quiet kindness that needs no words. You don't have to change anything. You just have to be here, breathing and resting, wrapped in a gentle stillness. Your eyelids fall closed now, the last flickers of wakefulness melting into the warmth of sleep. Anxiety fades into a soft hum, no longer loud or sharp, but a quiet song that lulls you gently. It's no longer a burden, but a gentle friend who's finally found a place to rest. You drift deeper, carried by the slow, soothing rhythm of night. The quiet peace grows inside you, a gentle flame glowing steady and warm. You and anxiety rest together now, safe and seen, in this calm and quiet space. Good night. The night wraps around you like a gentle shawl, soft and warm, comforting in its quiet embrace. Your breath flows slow and steady, each inhale a gentle invitation, each exhale a peaceful release. Anxiety, once a restless presence at the edges of your mind, now rests quietly beside you, like a small lantern dimmed to a gentle glow, no longer demanding, just softly flickering. You imagine anxiety as a small, fragile bird, feathers ruffled from a long journey, wings tired but still fluttering softly. It perches nearby, watching the night with curious, gentle eyes, not ready to fly just yet, but safe in this moment of stillness. You feel a tenderness for this weary traveler, not a foe, but a companion who's lost its way and longs for kindness. Psychologists say anxiety can be a messenger, carrying urgent news even when the message is unclear or outdated. Tonight, you listen with soft attention, not to solve or silence, but simply to understand. The message is one of care, a signal that you need gentleness, patience, and rest. Your body feels heavy and supported, sinking deeper into the mattress as tension unravels slowly, like threads loosening from a worn sweater. The tightness in your chest softens, your jaw unclenches, and your muscles release their hold. Anxiety breathes quietly with you, its rhythm easing to match your own calm pace. There is a quiet humor in the thought of anxiety, like a small child who forgot why it was so worried but keeps fidgeting out of habit. You smile softly, imagining it sitting cross-legged beside you, holding a half-tangled ball of yarn, unsure what to do next. In that gentle image, you find a flicker of lightness, a quiet laugh tucked in the folds of the night. Outside the window, the stars shine steady and soft, little points of light that have seen countless nights just like this one. You imagine each star as a tiny promise that even in the darkest hours, peace is possible, rest is near, and you are never truly alone. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice of presence, of turning toward yourself with kindness and understanding, even when the mind is restless. You practice this now, holding yourself tenderly, offering your own heart the quiet care it needs. You don't have to fix anything. You only need to be here, breathing and resting in this gentle space. Your eyelids grow heavy, a soft veil descending over your vision. Anxiety's presence softens to a gentle hum, no longer sharp or insistent, but a lullaby that sings you closer to sleep. It is no longer a weight, but a quiet friend who has found a place to lie down. You drift deeper, carried on the slow, steady waves of the night. Inside, a small flame of peace glows steady and warm. You and anxiety rest together now, safe and held, in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The night deepens all around you, folding you gently into its soft, quiet arms. Your breath moves slow and easy, like a lullaby whispered by the wind through the trees. Anxiety sits beside you now, no longer pacing or demanding, but curled up quietly, like a small, tired animal seeking warmth and shelter. It's not pushing or pulling, it's simply there, a quiet companion in the stillness. You imagine anxiety as a pale moonbeam caught in a gentle breeze, flickering uncertainly, but never gone. It drifts softly near you, fragile and light, wanting only to be noticed without fear. There is a kind of quiet grace in that image, the idea that even the most persistent worries can be delicate, needing gentle care rather than sharp resistance. Psychologists remind us that anxiety can be like an overzealous guardian, always on alert to keep us safe. But sometimes the guard grows tired and forgets to rest. Tonight, you invite that tiredness in. You let the guard's armor soften, the sword lower, the watchful eyes close, if only for a little while. Your body feels heavier, sinking deeper into the mattress's gentle hold. The tension you didn't realize you were carrying begins to loosen, a slow release like the unfurling of soft petals in the moonlight. Anxiety breathes with you, slower now, its restless energy softening to a steady hum, a quiet pulse. There is a gentle humor in this. Anxiety as a clumsy dancer who keeps missing the beat, but means well, stumbling toward peace, one careful step at a time. You smile quietly at the thought, feeling a little lighter, a little more at ease. Outside, the stars blink softly, distant and steady, like old friends watching over you. Each one is a tiny promise, a flicker of calm in the vast night sky. You let your thoughts drift toward those lights, letting them carry you gently away from the noise. Psychologists often talk about self-compassion as the antidote to anxiety's harsh grip. You practice that now, turning your heart inward with kindness, cradling your worries as you would a small, fragile bird. You don't have to fix them or fight them. You only have to hold them softly. Your eyelids grow heavy, the line between wakefulness and sleep blurring softly. Anxiety fades into the background, a quiet melody that lulls you closer to rest. It is no longer a shadow to fear, but a gentle presence beside you, finally at peace. You drift deeper now, embraced by the night's slow rhythm, carried on waves of quiet kindness. You and anxiety rest together in this gentle space, safe, seen, and softly held. Good night. The night stretches out like a velvet ribbon, smooth and endless, wrapping you gently in its quiet fold. Your breath is slow, steady, a soft rhythm that mirrors the gentle pulse of the dark around you. Anxiety is here, but it no longer sharpens the edges of your mind. Instead, it lies beside you like a weary traveler, its footsteps slowing, its restless heart quieting. You picture anxiety as a small, weathered boat drifting on a calm sea. The waves no longer toss it harshly. The water is still, holding it tenderly. The boat rocks softly, cradled by the gentle night, resting after a long journey. You feel a strange comfort in this image, a reminder that even the most persistent parts of you can find moments of peace. Psychologists sometimes describe anxiety as the mind's alarm system, meant to keep you safe, but sometimes ringing long after the threat has passed. Tonight, you let the alarm rest. You don't rush to silence it. You simply acknowledge its presence and offer it a soft place to settle. Your body feels heavy now, sinking deeper into the bed's embrace. The tightness in your chest loosens, and the restless buzzing in your mind quiets. Anxiety breathes alongside you, its rhythm slowing to match your own. Calm inhale and exhale. There's a quiet humor here. Anxiety as a clumsy companion, often fumbling but always well-meaning. You imagine it wearing oversized slippers, shuffling quietly beside you, unsure but loyal. The image brings a small smile, a lightness that eases the weight inside. Outside the window, stars twinkle softly, steady, and bright. Each one feels like a tiny beacon of calm, a gentle reminder that you're not alone in the dark. You reach toward that quiet light, letting it fill your thoughts with peace. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice of patience, a slow turning toward yourself with kindness. You practice this now, holding your heart gently, accepting both the restless and the calm parts without judgment. Your eyelids drift closed, the last flickers of wakefulness dissolving into the warmth of sleep. Anxiety fades into a soft hum, no longer sharp or urgent, but a quiet friend beside you, resting at last. You drift deeper, carried by the slow, steady waves of the night. Inside, a small flame of peace glows steady and warm. You and anxiety rest together now, safe and held in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The room feels wrapped in stillness, like a deep ocean that holds you gently in its vast, quiet arms. Your breath flows slow and steady, a gentle tide washing softly over the shores of your mind. Anxiety, once a jittery spark, flickering wildly, has softened into a warm, steady ember beside you, no longer threatening, but quietly present. like an old friend who's finally found a moment to rest. You imagine anxiety as a small, tired traveler sitting on a smooth stone beneath a sprawling tree, its feet bare and weary from a long journey. It looks up at the night sky, tracing the constellations with quiet curiosity, no longer frantic, but peaceful. You sense the deep exhaustion beneath its surface, not a force of chaos, but a soul longing simply to be held with kindness. Psychologists remind us that anxiety often acts like an overprotective guardian, alert and watchful, trying to shield you from unseen dangers. But even the most vigilant guardians grow tired. Tonight, you invite that tiredness in. You offer it rest without expectation, just the gentle permission to let go. Your body feels heavy and supported, melting softly into the bed. The tightness that once clenched your muscles unwinds slowly, like a thread gently pulled free from a fabric. Anxiety breathes quietly now, its restless energy ebbing to a calm, steady rhythm, echoing the softness of your own breath. There's a tender humor in this. Anxiety as a well-meaning but clumsy companion, fumbling its way through the dark, but always intending to protect. You picture it with a lopsided smile, sitting beside you like a shy child who's forgotten its fears for a moment, simply grateful to be near. Outside, the stars shimmer softly, distant and constant, like tiny lanterns glowing across the night sky. You imagine each one as a small promise, quiet beacon of hope and peace, gently lighting the way toward rest. You reach for that light, letting it fill your mind with calm. Psychologists say self-compassion is a practice of turning toward yourself with kindness, even when the mind is noisy and unsettled. You practice that now, holding your heart tenderly, accepting all the parts of you, the anxious, the weary, and the peaceful, without judgment. Your eyelids grow heavy, the world blurring softly as you drift closer to sleep. Anxiety's presence fades into a gentle hum, no longer sharp or insistent, but a quiet lullaby singing you toward rest. It is no longer a weight, but a soft friend who has finally found a place to lie down. You drift deeper, carried on the slow, soothing waves of night. Inside, a small flame of peace burns steady and warm. You and anxiety rest together now, safe and seen, held in the gentle quiet of this night. Good night. The night deepens around you like a soft, endless sea, calm and steady. Your breath flows slow and even, like the gentle rhythm of waves brushing against a quiet shore. Anxiety, once a flickering flame that darted nervously in the dark, has softened into a quiet glow beside you, steady, patient, no longer demanding, but simply present. You imagine anxiety as a small lantern carried by a traveler lost in the woods, the light wavering, not from fear, but from exhaustion. Tonight, you offer that traveler rest, a clearing where the air is still, the grass soft beneath tired feet. You feel a quiet tenderness toward this fragile light, understanding that all it ever wanted was a place to settle. Psychologists often describe anxiety as a protective signal, a warning system designed to keep you safe. But sometimes, the signal outlasts the danger, ringing long after the storm has passed. Tonight, you choose to listen gently, without rushing to silence or dismiss. You allow the signal to fade naturally, like a bell tolling softly in the distance. Your body feels heavier, sinking deeper into the mattress's gentle embrace. The muscles that held tight in vigilance now begin to soften, releasing their grip like the slow unwinding of vines in a quiet garden. Anxiety breathes with you, matching your slow, steady rhythm, No longer a storm, but a calm current. There is a quiet humor in this. Anxiety as a well-meaning but bumbling companion, fumbling through the shadows with good intentions but unsure steps. You smile softly at the image, feeling a lightness bloom inside, a small spark of warmth in the quiet night. Outside, the stars twinkle softly, distant and serene, tiny beacons lighting the vast darkness. You imagine each star as a gentle promise, a whisper of calm that reaches across the night sky. You let your thoughts drift toward these lights, carrying you gently away from the noise inside. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice, a soft turning inward to hold yourself with kindness amid the chaos. You practice that now, cradling your heart gently, embracing both the restless and the still parts with quiet acceptance. Your eyelids grow heavy, a soft curtain falling over your vision. Anxiety fades into a gentle hum, no longer sharp or insistent, but a quiet lullaby carrying you toward sleep. It is no longer a burden, but a tender friend who has finally found a place to rest. You drift deeper now, carried by the slow, soothing waves of night. Inside, a steady flame of peace burns warm and bright. You and anxiety rest together, safe and held, wrapped in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The darkness settles around you like a soft shawl, woven from whispers and quiet moments. Your breath deepens, slow and sure, a gentle rhythm that matches the steady pulse of the night. Anxiety, once a flickering spark of tension, now rests beside you like a small, warm ember, glowing quietly, steady and calm, no longer sharp or urgent. You picture anxiety as a delicate moth, its fragile wings tired from fluttering too fast, finally resting on a nearby leaf. It's no longer frantic or fidgeting, but still alive with a soft light, just waiting for a moment of peace. You feel a quiet tenderness toward this fragile creature, understanding that even the restless parts of you long to find rest. Psychologists often say anxiety is the mind's way of keeping watch, a sentinel alert for any sign of danger. But sometimes the sentinel grows weary and longs for reprieve. Tonight, you offer that reprieve, inviting it to lay down its burden without judgment or fear. You breathe that kindness into the quiet room. Your body feels heavy now, sinking deeper into the comfort of your bed. The tightness that gripped your chest loosens like vines, slowly unwinding in the gentle night air. Anxiety breathes softly with you, its rhythm slowing to match your own calm breath. No longer a storm, but a gentle breeze. There's a gentle humor in the thought of anxiety as a clumsy friend who always means well, but forgets how to relax. You imagine it sitting beside you with a shy smile, fidgeting nervously, but wanting nothing more than to belong. The image brings a soft smile to your lips, a lightness that eases your heart. Outside, the stars blink softly, tiny fires scattered across the deep blue sky. You imagine each one as a quiet promise, a beacon of hope and calm in the vast darkness. You let your mind drift toward those lights, carried gently away from the swirling thoughts. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice, a way to turn toward yourself with gentle care, even when the mind feels restless. You practice this now, holding your heart with kindness, accepting all its parts, the anxious, the weary, and the peaceful. Without judgment, your eyelids grow heavy, the world softening as you drift closer to sleep. Anxiety fades into a soft hum, no longer loud or sharp, but a gentle lullaby guiding you toward rest. It is no longer a weight, but a quiet companion who has found a place to lie down. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, soothing tides of night. Inside, a warm flame of peace glows steady and bright. You and anxiety rest together, safe and held, wrapped in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The darkness cradles you now, like the slow folding of a soft, familiar blanket. Your breath moves with gentle ease, flowing in and out like a quiet river tracing its path through still woods. Anxiety rests beside you, not as a tempest, but as a quiet ember, warm and steady, casting a faint glow that feels oddly comforting in the hush of night. You imagine anxiety as a small, tired bird nestled in the crook of a branch, its feathers ruffled, but still gently breathing. It no longer flutters or calls out in alarm. It simply settles into the safety of the dark, resting its weary wings. You hold a tender kindness for this fragile creature, recognizing its need for calm and quiet. Psychologists tell us anxiety is a guardian, alert and watchful, but sometimes that guardian forgets how to rest. Tonight, you offer it that rest, a soft invitation to lower its shield, to breathe without rushing, to be gentle with itself. You feel the kindness settling in your chest, slow and sure, like the steady glow of dawn far away. Your body sinks deeper into the bed's embrace, heavy and supported. The tension in your muscles releases like dew evaporating with morning light, leaving behind softness and peace. Anxiety breathes with you, its rhythm slowing, harmonizing with your own steady inhale and exhale. There is a quiet humor in this image. Anxiety as a bumbling companion who tries so hard to protect, but often trips over its own feet. You smile softly, feeling a flicker of lightness bloom in the quiet room. A reminder that even in our struggles, there is room for tenderness and grace. Outside, the stars wink gently, tiny lanterns scattered across the vast night sky. Each star feels like a whispered promise that peace is possible, that rest is near, and that you are never truly alone in the dark. You imagine reaching out to those lights, letting their calm wash over your thoughts. Psychologists say self-compassion is a practice of presence, turning inward with kindness. Even when the mind feels wild and restless, you practice this now, cradling your own heart with gentle hands, accepting every part of yourself, the anxious, the weary, and the peaceful, with quiet warmth. Your eyelids flutter closed, the last traces of wakefulness dissolving into the soft glow of sleep. Anxiety fades into a lullaby, a gentle, comforting hum that guides you deeper. A quiet friend finally at peace. You drift now on the slow, soothing tides of night. Inside you, a steady flame of calm burns warm and bright. You and anxiety rest together here, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender hush of this gentle night. Good night. The night deepens around you like a slow, comforting breath, soft and unhurried. Your body feels heavy and warm, wrapped in the stillness that cradles everything in its quiet embrace. Anxiety is there too, no longer restless or urgent, but curled up beside you like a small, tired creature, finally allowed to rest its weary bones. You picture anxiety as a gentle river, once rushing wild and fast, but now flowing slowly, calmly, carrying all the weight and noise away with its steady current. It moves with ease, no longer fighting or striving, just letting itself drift peacefully along. You feel a quiet warmth spread through your chest, simple gratitude for this gentle flow. Psychologists remind us that anxiety can be both protector and prisoner, a mind caught in a cycle of worry and care. Tonight, you choose not to fix or change it, but to offer a space where it can simply be without judgment or pressure. In that acceptance, something soft begins to grow. Your breath matches the rhythm of the night, slow, deep, and steady. The tightness inside loosens, the restless buzzing dims, and the quiet hum of calm rises to fill the space. Anxiety's presence is no longer a barrier, but a part of the gentle landscape of your mind. There's a quiet humor in how anxiety sits beside you, like a dog who forgot why it came into the room, but is content just to stay close. You smile softly at this, feeling lighter, as if sharing a secret with an old friend who has finally tired enough to stop chasing shadows. Outside, the stars shimmer softly, distant and unwavering. Each one is a small beacon, a promise of peace carried across the vast darkness. You reach toward those stars in your mind, letting their steady light guide you deeper into rest. Psychologists teach that self-compassion is a gentle practice, a way of turning kindness inward. Even when the mind is loud, you practice that now, holding your heart with softness, accepting all its parts with quiet tenderness. Your eyelids fall closed, the world dissolving into the soft embrace of sleep. Anxiety fades to a gentle murmur, no longer sharp or demanding, but a soothing lullaby wrapped in the night. You drift deeper now, carried by the slow, calm waves of darkness. Inside, a steady flame of peace glows warmly. You and anxiety rest here, safe and seen, held in the gentle quiet of this night. Good night. The night cradles you gently now, like a lullaby sung by the softest voice you've ever heard. Slow, tender, and unwavering, your breath deepens, filling your chest with quiet warmth before releasing it in a long, peaceful sigh. Anxiety, that familiar companion, no longer flickers with urgency, but settles beside you like a small, quiet ember glowing softly in the dark. You imagine anxiety as a weary traveler, finally resting beneath a vast, star-filled sky. Its steps are slow and deliberate, no longer hurried or anxious, simply present in this vast, calm space. You feel a tender kindness blooming inside you, a recognition that even the most restless parts of your mind long for rest and gentle care. Psychologists often say anxiety is a signal, a way your mind tries to keep you safe, even when the path is unclear. Tonight, you let the signal soften, allowing it to become a gentle whisper instead of a loud alarm. You breathe in that softness, welcoming it with open arms. Your body feels heavy, sinking deeper into the bed's embrace, supported and held. The muscles that held tight release their grip slowly, like vines relaxing in the evening breeze. Anxiety breathes alongside you, its rhythm steadying, matching your calm, even breaths. There's a quiet humor in this. Anxiety as a clumsy but well-meaning friend who has finally learned to sit still and simply be. You smile softly, feeling a lightness rise inside, a gentle lifting of the weight you didn't know you were carrying. Outside, the stars blink gently, scattered like quiet promises across the night sky. Each one is a tiny beacon of peace, a reminder that you are not alone, that rest is possible, and that you are held in the vastness of this quiet world. You reach toward those lights with your mind, letting their calm fill the space where worry once lived. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice of gentle presence, a way to turn kindness inward even when the mind is noisy. You practice this now, holding yourself tenderly, accepting all parts of you with warmth and patience. Your eyelids grow heavy, the last flickers of wakefulness fading into the soft glow of sleep. Anxiety dims to a quiet hum, no longer sharp or insistent, but a soothing lullaby guiding you deeper into rest. It is no longer a burden, but a gentle friend who has found peace. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, comforting waves of the night. Inside, a steady flame of peace burns warmly. You and anxiety rest together, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender quiet of this gentle night. Good night. The night wraps around you like a soft, endless blanket. Its darkness gentle and deep. Your breath flows slow and even. Each inhale, a quiet invitation. Each exhale, a gentle release. Anxiety, once a restless shadow, now lies beside you like a small, fading ember. Warm, calm, and steady. No longer sharp or urgent, but softly glowing. You picture anxiety as a small boat anchored in a peaceful harbor. Its sails lowered after a long journey. The waves lap quietly against the shore, carrying away the noise and rushing thoughts. You feel a quiet tenderness for this traveler, understanding its long struggle and offering it a place to rest without demand or expectation. Psychologists remind us that anxiety is often the mind's way of protecting us, a vigilant sentinel alert to every flicker of potential harm. But sometimes that sentinel grows weary, its watchfulness turning into fatigue. Tonight, you invite that weariness in, allowing the guard to lay down its arms and breathe deeply. Your body feels heavy, sinking into the bed's embrace, as tension loosens, like threads, unraveling in a gentle breeze. Anxiety breathes with you, its pace slowing to match your own steady rhythm. It is no longer a force to fight, but a companion quietly sharing this moment of calm. There's a quiet humor in this image. Anxiety as a loyal but bumbling friend, always showing up with good intentions, but sometimes tripping over its own feet. You smile softly, feeling a lightness bloom in your chest, a reminder that even in the most tangled moments, kindness can shine through. Outside, the stars twinkle softly, like tiny lanterns scattered across the vast night sky. Each star is a quiet promise, a beacon of peace that lights the darkness and guides you toward rest. You imagine reaching out to those lights, letting their calm wash over your thoughts and carry you gently away. Psychologists teach that self-compassion is a practice of turning toward yourself with kindness, especially when the mind is noisy and unsettled. You practice this now, cradling your heart tenderly, embracing every part of yourself, anxious, weary, and peaceful. With quiet love, your eyelids fall closed, the last flickers of wakefulness fading into the soft glow of sleep. Anxiety fades into a gentle hum, no longer sharp or insistent, but a soothing lullaby carrying you deeper into rest. It is no longer a weight, but a gentle friend who has finally found peace. You drift deeper now, carried by the slow, steady tides of night. Inside, a warm flame of calm glows steadily. You and anxiety rest together, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The night lingers softly, a quiet sea stretching endlessly in every direction. Your breath settles into a calm, steady rhythm, like gentle waves brushing against a distant shore. Anxiety rests beside you now, no longer restless or urgent, but like a small lantern flickering quietly, its light steady and warm against the dark. You imagine anxiety as a tired bird, wings folded gently against its body, perched quietly in the branches of a great tree. It watches the stars with calm eyes, no longer fluttering or calling out, but simply resting in the safe stillness. You feel a gentle compassion for this fragile creature, recognizing the long journey it has made and the peace it now seeks. Psychologists say anxiety is often the mind's watchful guardian, alert to every shadow and sound. But sometimes the guardian becomes weary, longing for rest and reprieve. Tonight, you offer that reprieve, a soft invitation for it to lay down its burden, breathe freely, without fear or hurry. Your body feels warm and heavy, sinking deeper into the bed's embrace. The tension you carried unwinds slowly, like vines loosening in the soft night air. Anxiety breathes with you now, its rhythm slowing to match your steady, even breaths. It is no longer a force to battle, but a gentle companion sharing this quiet moment. There's a gentle humor in this. Anxiety as a clumsy but well-meaning friend, awkward in its attempts to protect, but earnest and loyal nonetheless. You smile softly, feeling a lightness bloom inside, a small flicker of warmth in the quiet night. Outside, the stars twinkle softly, tiny beacons scattered across the vast darkness. Each star feels like a promise, a whisper of peace and rest that stretches across the night sky. You reach toward those lights in your mind, letting their calm wash over you and carry you gently away from the noise within. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice of turning gently toward ourselves with kindness, even when our minds are restless. You practice this now, holding your heart tenderly, embracing all parts of yourself, anxious, tired, and peaceful alike, with quiet acceptance. Your eyelids grow heavy, a soft veil descending over your vision. Anxiety fades into a soothing hum, no longer sharp or insistent, but a lullaby that carries you deeper into sleep. It is no longer a weight, but a quiet friend who has found a place to rest. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, steady waves of the night. Inside you, a warm flame of calm glows steady and bright. You and anxiety rest here, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender quiet of this gentle night. Good night. The night wraps you gently in its quiet, endless arms. Your breath flows soft and slow, each inhale a tender invitation, each exhale a peaceful release. Anxiety rests beside you now, no longer a flickering flame of fear, but a steady, glowing ember, warm and calm in the stillness. You imagine anxiety as a small, tired lantern hanging from a tree branch, its light wavering softly, but never going out. It's no longer rushing or pleading, but quietly is shining, offering a gentle glow to guide you through the dark. You feel a quiet kindness toward this fragile light, knowing it only ever wanted to help you find your way. Psychologists remind us that anxiety is often a protector, alert and watchful, but sometimes that protector forgets to rest. Tonight, you give it permission to lay down its arms, to breathe freely without fear or haste. You feel a softness growing inside, a gentle acceptance that embraces both you and anxiety. Your body feels heavy and warm, sinking deeper into the comforting embrace of your bed. The tightness you carried unwinds slowly, like vines releasing their grip in the evening breeze. Anxiety breathes with you now, its rhythm slowing, harmonizing with your calm, even breath. There's a tender humor in this. Anxiety as a clumsy but well-meaning friend, always trying to protect, but sometimes tripping over its own feet. You smile softly, feeling a lightness bloom in your chest, a quiet laughter tucked in the folds of the night Outside, the stars blink softly, tiny lanterns scattered across the vast night sky. Each one is a small promise, a whisper of peace and rest carried on the gentle breeze. You reach for those lights in your mind, letting their calm wash over your thoughts, carrying you gently away from the noise within. Psychologists teach that self-compassion is a practice of presence, a way to turn toward yourself with kindness, even when your mind is restless. You practice this now, holding your heart tenderly, embracing every part of yourself, anxious, weary, and peaceful alike. With quiet love, your eyelids grow heavy, the last flickers of wakefulness fading into the soft glow of sleep. Anxiety dims to a gentle hum, no longer sharp or insistent, but a soothing lullaby guiding you deeper into rest. It is no longer a burden, but a gentle friend who has found a place to rest. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, comforting waves of the night. Inside, a steady flame of peace burns warm and bright. You and anxiety rest together, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The night's quiet stretches infinitely, folding around you like a soft, familiar shawl. Your breath slows even further, deepening into a gentle rhythm that feels like the slow sway of a cradle rocking you toward rest. Anxiety, once a sharp spark igniting restless thoughts, now rests beside you like a small, dim lantern, steady, warm, and softly glowing. You imagine anxiety as a tiny creature, nestled under a thick blanket, eyes heavy but peaceful, no longer prowling or pacing. It's a presence softened by the night, quietly waiting without urgency or demand. You feel a tender kindness toward this fragile part of yourself, a companion who has journeyed far and now simply seeks comfort. Psychologists often say anxiety is the mind's sentinel, vigilant and alert. Yet even the most watchful sentinels must find moments to lay down their guard. Tonight, you offer that moment, a gentle permission for anxiety to rest, to breathe without tension, to simply be. Your body melts deeper into your bed's embrace, warmth radiating through your muscles as tension unwinds like soft ribbons in the evening breeze. Anxiety breathes with you now, its rhythm slowing, harmonizing with your own calm. Even inhale and exhale, there is a soft humor in this. Anxiety as a clumsy friend who fumbles with good intentions, tripping gently over the edges of worry, but always eager to protect. You smile quietly, feeling a lightness blooming in your chest, a tender laughter wrapped in the stillness of the night. Outside, stars blink softly, distant and steady, tiny fires scattered across the vast dark sky. Each one feels like a small promise, a whisper of peace and safety, glowing just for you. You reach for those lights in your mind, letting their gentle warmth carry you far from the noisy chatter of the day. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice, a quiet turning inward with kindness, even when the mind is unsettled. You practice this now, cradling your heart tenderly, welcoming every part of yourself, the anxious, the tired, the peaceful, without judgment or rush. Your eyelids grow heavier, the world blurring softly as you drift closer to sleep. Anxiety fades into a gentle hum, no longer sharp or insistent, but a lullaby softly guiding you into rest. It is no longer a burden, but a quiet friend who has finally found a place to settle. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, soothing tides of night. Inside, a warm flame of calm glows steady and bright. You and anxiety rest here, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The night embraces you like a gentle tide, steady and soft, pulling you closer into the quiet depths of rest. Your breath flows slow and even, a calm rhythm that matches the stillness surrounding you. Anxiety lies beside you now, no longer a restless flicker, but a small, steady flame, warm, comforting, and peacefully dimmed. You picture anxiety as a weary traveler resting beneath a vast, starry sky, its steps slowed by exhaustion, but its spirit unbroken. It no longer rushes or worries. Instead, it breathes softly, taking in the calm of the night. You feel a tender kindness toward this worn companion, recognizing its long journey and welcoming it to this safe space. Psychologists say anxiety can be like a guard who sometimes forgets to rest, staying alert long after the threat has passed. Tonight, you give that guard permission to lay down its watch, to breathe freely without urgency or fear. You feel a quiet release in your chest, a soft unfolding of peace. Your body sinks deeper into the comforting embrace of your bed, muscles relaxing as tension unwinds, like gentle vines loosening in the moonlight. Anxiety breathes with you, its rhythm slowing to match your own calm, inhale and exhale, no longer a force to resist, but a quiet presence to accept. There's a gentle humor in this. Anxiety as a clumsy but devoted friend who means well, sometimes tripping over its own feet, but always by your side. You smile softly, feeling a lightness bloom in your heart, a small spark of warmth in the quiet night. Outside, the stars twinkle softly, distant and steady, tiny lanterns scattered across the vast darkness. Each star is a quiet promise, a beacon of hope and calm that guides you gently toward rest. You reach for those lights in your mind, letting their peaceful glow carry you away from the noise within. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice of turning gently toward ourselves with kindness, especially when the mind feels restless. You practice this now, holding your heart tenderly, embracing every part of yourself, anxious, weary, and peaceful, with quiet acceptance. Your eyelids grow heavy, the last flickers of wakefulness fading into the soft embrace of sleep. Anxiety dims to a gentle hum, no longer sharp or insistent, but a soothing lullaby guiding you deeper into rest. It is no longer a burden, but a quiet friend who has finally found peace. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, comforting waves of the night. Inside, a warm flame of calm burns steady and bright. You and anxiety rest here, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The night holds you tenderly, a quiet embrace woven from soft shadows and gentle breaths. Your breathing flows like a slow, steady river, calm, measured, and deep, inviting you ever closer to the edge of sleep. Anxiety, once a bright, jittery spark in the corners of your mind, has softened now into a small, steady glow, like a candle flickering calmly in a quiet room. You imagine anxiety as a small, tired animal nestled in a cozy nook, its eyes heavy but peaceful, no longer restless or alarmed. It's simply resting, letting the silence settle around it like a warm blanket. You offer it your kindness, a gentle acceptance that wraps both of you in quiet safety. Psychologists remind us that anxiety is the mind's watchful guardian, alert to every possibility, every what if. But even the most vigilant guards must find moments to rest, moments when the world feels safe enough to pause. Tonight, you invite that rest, allowing your anxious mind to soften without judgment or resistance. Your body feels weighted by warmth, sinking deeper into your bed's embrace as tension unwinds like slowly falling leaves. Anxiety breathes alongside you, its rhythm slowing to match your own calm, even breath. It's no longer a force to battle, but a quiet companion sharing this still moment. There's a gentle humor here. Anxiety as a bumbling friend who always tries to help, but sometimes gets tangled up in its own worries. You smile softly, feeling a lightness bloom within, a soft laughter tucked in the quiet folds of the night. Outside, the stars twinkle softly, distant and steady, tiny lanterns scattered across the vast sky. Each star feels like a quiet promise, a whisper of peace and rest, waiting patiently for you. You reach toward those lights with your mind, letting their calm wash over you and carry you gently away from the noise. Psychologists often speak of self-compassion as a practice, a way to turn inward with kindness, even when the mind is restless. You practice that now, holding your heart tenderly, accepting all parts of yourself, the anxious, the weary, and the peaceful, with gentle warmth. Your eyelids grow heavy, the last flickers of wakefulness fading into the soft glow of sleep. Anxiety fades into a soothing hum, no longer sharp or insistent, but a gentle lullaby guiding you deeper into rest. It is no longer a burden, but a quiet friend who has finally found a place to lie down. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, comforting tides of the night. Inside, a steady flame of peace glows warmly. You and anxiety rest here, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The night breathes softly around you, a quiet rhythm that gently pulls you further into calm. Your breath moves slowly, like a gentle wave, ebbing and flowing against a moonlit shore. Anxiety, once a flickering flame of unease, now rests beside you like a quiet lantern glowing with steady, warm light, no longer urgent or sharp, but soft and patient. You picture anxiety as a small, worn traveler who has finally found a safe clearing beneath the vast, starry sky. Its footsteps slow, its heavy heart lighter in this peaceful space. You feel a tender kindness bloom inside you, a gentle recognition that even the parts of you that struggle are worthy of rest and compassion. Psychologists say anxiety is often a protector, always alert, always ready to warn you. But even protectors need rest. Tonight, you offer that gift. Permission to lower the shield, to breathe freely without fear or expectation. You sense a soft release deep within, a gentle unfurling of peace. Your body sinks deeper into the soft embrace of your bed, muscles loosening as tension fades, like morning mist. Anxiety breathes quietly alongside you, its rhythm slowing to match your calm, even breaths. It is no longer a force to resist, but a companion, quietly sharing this moment of stillness. There's a quiet humor here. Anxiety as a clumsy but devoted friend, fumbling with good intentions but always by your side. You smile softly, feeling a lightness rise within, a small spark of warmth in the gentle dark. Outside, the stars twinkle softly, distant and steady, like tiny lanterns scattered across the vast night sky. Each star is a quiet promise, a beacon of calm and hope, guiding you gently toward rest. You reach toward those lights in your mind, letting their soft glow wash over your thoughts and carry you away from the noise. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice, a gentle turning inward with kindness, especially when the mind feels restless. You practice this now, holding your heart tenderly, embracing all parts of yourself, anxious, weary and peaceful alike, with quiet love. Your eyelids grow heavy, the last traces of wakefulness dissolving into the warm glow of sleep. Anxiety fades into a soft lullaby, no longer sharp or demanding, but a soothing melody guiding you deeper into rest. It is no longer a burden, but a gentle friend who has found a place to settle. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, steady waves of night. Inside, a calm flame burns warmly and steadily. You and anxiety rest here, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The night hums softly around you, a quiet melody woven from shadows and breath. Your breath deepens, flowing slow and steady, like a calm river winding through a peaceful valley. Anxiety, once a restless flicker, now glows beside you like a small, steady candle, its light gentle, warm, and unwavering. You imagine anxiety as a small, tired bird, nestled in the crook of a branch, its feathers ruffled, but still soft to the touch. It no longer flutters or calls out. It simply rests, embraced by the safe stillness of night. You feel a quiet kindness toward this fragile creature, a companion who has traveled far and now simply wants to be held. Psychologists often describe anxiety as the mind's sentinel, alert and watchful, always scanning for danger. But even the most vigilant guardians must find moments to rest. Tonight, you offer that rest, a soft permission for anxiety to lay down its burden, to breathe without fear or urgency. Your body sinks deeper into your bed's embrace, muscles releasing their hold as tension unwinds like soft vines in the evening breeze. Anxiety breathes with you now, its rhythm slowing to match your calm, even breaths. It is no longer a force to resist, but a quiet companion sharing this still moment. There is a gentle humor in this. Anxiety as a clumsy friend who tries so hard to protect, but sometimes trips over its own feet. You smile softly, feeling a lightness bloom inside, a tender laughter tucked in the quiet folds of the night. Outside, the stars blink softly, distant and steady, tiny lanterns scattered across the vast sky. Each star is a quiet promise, a whisper of peace and rest, waiting patiently for you. You reach toward those lights in your mind, letting their gentle warmth carry you far from the noisy chatter of the day. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice, a way to turn inward with kindness even when the mind feels restless. You practice this now, holding your heart tenderly, welcoming every part of yourself, anxious, tired, and peaceful, without judgment or rush. Your eyelids grow heavy, the last flickers of wakefulness fading into the soft glow of sleep. Anxiety fades into a gentle hum, no longer sharp or insistent, but a lullaby softly guiding you into rest. It is no longer a burden, but a quiet friend who has finally found a place to lie down. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, soothing tides of the night. Inside, a steady flame of peace glows warmly. You and anxiety rest here, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The night gently wraps itself around you like a soft, endless cloak, whispering quiet lullabies in the language of shadows and stillness. Your breath deepens, flowing slow and steady, like the gentle pulse of a distant tide, moving in harmony with the moon's serene watch. Anxiety rests beside you now, no longer sharp or urgent, but a warm, steady ember softly glowing in the quiet dark. You picture anxiety as a small, weary traveler, finally seated beneath a vast, star-strewn sky, its footsteps slow and unhurried, its heavy heart soothed by the calm expanse above. You feel a tender kindness rising within you, a gentle embrace extended toward this tired companion who has carried your burdens long and far. Psychologists remind us that anxiety is often the mind's diligent guardian, alert to every whisper of threat. Yet even the most steadfast guardians need respite. Tonight, you offer that respite, a quiet permission to lay down armor and breathe free, allowing peace to settle softly in the spaces once filled with tension. Your body sinks deeper into the cradle of your bed, warmth blooming through your muscles as the tightness unwinds like ivy releasing its grip at dusk. Anxiety breathes in unison with you, its pace slowing to match the steady rise and fall of your chest. It is no longer a shadow to flee but a gentle presence beside you. There is a soft humor here. Anxiety as a clumsy yet devoted friend, fumbling through the dark with good intentions, ever faithful even in its imperfections. You smile quietly, feeling a lightness swell inside, a flicker of warmth amid the gentle night. Outside your window, stars shimmer softly, tiny lanterns scattered across the vast velvet sky. Each star is a quiet promise, a beacon of hope and calm that guides you gently toward rest. You reach toward those lights in your mind, letting their tranquil glow wash over you, carrying you far from the restless noise within. Psychologists speak of self-compassion as a practice, a quiet turning inward with kindness, especially when the mind races. You practice this now, holding your heart gently, embracing all parts of yourself, the anxious, the tired, the serene, with tender acceptance. Your eyelids grow heavy, the last flickers of wakefulness dissolving into the soft embrace of sleep. Anxiety softens into a lullaby, no longer sharp or insistent, but a soothing melody guiding you deeper into rest. It is no longer a burden, but a quiet friend who has found a place to settle. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, steady currents of the night. Inside, a warm flame of peace glows bright and steady. You and anxiety rest here, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender hush of this gentle night. Good night. The night whispers around you like a slow, soft song, each breath a gentle note in the quiet symphony of rest. Your body feels heavy and warm, sinking deeper into the calm embrace of your bed. Anxiety, once a flickering flame of worry, now rests beside you like a steady candle, glowing softly, its light soothing rather than sharp. You imagine anxiety as a small boat anchored in a still harbor, its sails furled after a long journey. The water laps gently against the hull, carrying away the noise and rush of the day. You feel a quiet tenderness for this traveler, understanding its long voyage and welcoming it into the peace of this moment. Psychologists remind us that anxiety is often a protector, alert, and watchful. But even protectors need rest. Tonight, you give anxiety permission to lay down its armor, to breathe freely without fear or expectation. You feel a gentle release inside, a slow unfurling of peace. Your muscles soften, tension unwinding, like threads loosening in the evening breeze. Anxiety breathes with you now, its rhythm slowing to match your calm, even breath. It is no longer a force to fight, but a companion, quietly sharing this stillness. There's a quiet humor in this. Anxiety as a well-meaning but clumsy friend, always trying to help, but sometimes tripping over its own worries. You smile softly, feeling a lightness bloom inside, a tender warmth in the quiet night. Outside, stars twinkle softly, distant and steady, tiny lanterns scattered across the vast darkness. Each star is a quiet promise, a beacon of calm and hope, guiding you gently toward rest. You reach for those lights in your mind, letting their glow wash over your thoughts and carry you away from the noise within. Psychologists teach that self-compassion is a practice of turning inward with kindness, even when the mind is restless. You practice this now, holding your heart tenderly, embracing every part of yourself, anxious, weary, and peaceful, with gentle love. Your eyelids grow heavy, the last flickers of wakefulness fading into the soft glow of sleep. Anxiety fades into a soothing lullaby, no longer sharp or insistent, but a gentle melody guiding you deeper into rest. It is no longer a burden, but a quiet friend who has finally found peace. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, comforting waves of the night. Inside, a steady flame of calm burns warmly. You and anxiety rest together, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender quiet of this night. Good night. The night flows around you like a soft, endless river, carrying you gently toward a quiet shore. Your breath eases into a slow, steady rhythm, each inhale filling you with calm, each exhale releasing the last traces of tension. Anxiety, once a flickering spark of worry, now rests beside you like a small, steady flame, warm, quiet, and gently glowing. You imagine anxiety as a weary traveler resting beneath the vast canopy of stars, its footsteps slowing with a soothing hush of night. No longer rushing or restless, it breathes softly in the cool air, content simply to be still. You feel a tender kindness bloom inside you, a quiet invitation to embrace this worn companion with compassion. Psychologists say anxiety often acts as a guardian, always alert to danger, yet even the most vigilant sentinels need reprieve. Tonight, you offer that reprieve, allowing anxiety to lower its shield and breathe freely, to rest without fear or urgency. You feel a soft release within, a gentle unfolding of peace. Your body sinks deeper into the embrace of your bed, muscles loosening as tension melts away like morning mist under gentle sunlight. Anxiety breathes alongside you, its rhythm syncing with your own slow, even breaths. It is no longer a burden to bear, but a quiet presence sharing this moment of stillness. There's a gentle humor here, anxiety as a clumsy but earnest friend, stumbling with good intentions, but always by your side. You smile softly, feeling a lightness rising inside, a flicker of warmth wrapped in the quiet night. Outside, stars shimmer softly, distant and steady, like tiny lanterns scattered across the velvet sky. Each star is a promise, a beacon of calm and hope, guiding you gently toward rest. You reach toward those lights in your mind, letting their tranquil glow wash over your thoughts and carry you far from the noisy chatter within. Psychologists remind us that self-compassion is a practice, a tender turning inward with kindness, especially when the mind races. You practice this now, cradling your heart with gentle hands, embracing all parts of yourself, the anxious, the weary, the peaceful, with quiet acceptance. Your eyelids flutter closed, the last flickers of wakefulness dissolving into the soft embrace of sleep. Anxiety fades into a lullaby, no longer sharp or insistent, but a soothing melody guiding you deeper into rest. It is no longer a weight, but a gentle friend who has found a place to settle. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, comforting tides of the night. Inside, a warm flame of peace glows steady and bright. You and anxiety rest here, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender hush of this gentle night. Good night. The night wraps you softly in its quiet arms, a gentle, endless embrace that holds you close and still. Your breath is slow and steady now, a calm tide flowing in rhythm with the world's quiet heart. Anxiety, once a restless flicker, rests beside you as a gentle glow, warm, steady, and peaceful. You imagine anxiety as a small, weary traveler who has finally found shelter beneath a vast, starlit sky. It's no longer rushing or restless, but simply breathing, content in this safe, tender moment. You feel a quiet kindness blossoming inside yourself, an understanding that even the parts of you that struggle deserve care and rest. Psychologists remind us that anxiety is often a watchful guardian, ever alert, but even guardians must rest. Tonight, you offer that rest, a permission to lay down burdens, to soften, to breathe freely without fear or expectation. You sense a gentle unfolding of peace, slow and sure. Your body melts deeper into the embrace of your bed, muscles unwinding like vines released in the evening breeze. Anxiety breathes alongside you, its rhythm matching your calm, even breaths. It is no longer a weight to carry, but a quiet companion, sharing this stillness with you. There is a tender humor here. Anxiety as a clumsy but devoted friend, trying its best and finally learning to sit quietly and simply be. You smile softly, feeling a lightness within, a flicker of warmth in the gentle dark. Outside, stars twinkle gently, tiny lanterns scattered across the vast night sky. Each star is a quiet promise, a beacon of hope, calm, and rest waiting patiently for you. You reach for those lights in your mind, letting their soft glow wash over your thoughts and carry you gently away from the noise within. Psychologists teach that self-compassion is a practice, a gentle turning inward with kindness, especially when the mind is restless. You practice this now, holding your heart tenderly, embracing every part of yourself, the anxious, the weary, the peaceful, with quiet acceptance. Your eyelids fall closed, the last flickers of wakefulness fading into the soft glow of sleep. Anxiety softens to a lullaby, no longer sharp or insistent, but a soothing melody guiding you deeper into rest. It is no longer a burden, but a gentle friend who has found a place to lie down. You drift deeper now, carried on the slow, steady tides of night. Inside, a warm flame of peace burns steady and bright. You and anxiety rest here, safe and seen, wrapped in the tender hush of this gentle night. Good night.